My name is Jim Battle, and in this video, I'm going to show you that all recovery programs are religious, even those that claim to be non-religious. And what I mean by religious is that all of them are based on religious beliefs and or they teach religious beliefs. And to show you this, I'm going to use three programs: LifeRing, SOS, and SMART. You see, one of the reasons that most of us believe that some recovery programs are not religious is because we think that religion or religious means believing in a personal God or gods. But that's not true. Robert Zaehner, a British academic who specialized in Eastern religions, said this, quote, "It is perfectly possible to be a good Hindu whether one's personal views incline towards monotheism, polytheism, or even atheism." End of quote. And Zaehner goes on to say that Hinduism is a religion that neither depends on the existence or non-existence of God or gods. So you don't have to believe in any God at all to be a Hindu. In other words, you can be an atheist and still be a Hindu. And what about Buddhism? Well, the journal called Studies in Comparative Religion has Buddhism listed as a religion. And this journal is the most comprehensive English language journal of traditional studies in the world. Besides, it's just pretty common knowledge that Buddhism is a religion, even though, I've heard some people say it's spiritual, not religious. But if somebody wants to play the it's spiritual, not religious game, then they shouldn't complain about AA doing the same thing. With that said, let's take a look at the first program called LifeRing. Now, LifeRing says this, quote, "LifeRing believes you do have the power to overcome your addiction. It's hard. There are often setbacks. But in every addict, there exists the desire to find lasting sobriety." End of quote. Now look, is there any way that LifeRing can know that every addict has the desire to find lasting sobriety? No, not unless they find every addict in the world and ask them, do you have the desire to find lasting sobriety? But that's not possible. And even if it was possible, and every addict said yes, how would they know whether or not they're telling the truth? So there's no way that LifeRing can know whether or not every addict has the desire to find lasting sobriety. But that's what they said. You see, this is just one of LifeRing's religious beliefs, based on the religious belief that all people are basically good and want to do the right thing, which is a religious belief of the religion called humanism. But it's not true. People are not basically good, and they don't just naturally want to do the right thing. They have to be taught to want to do the right thing. And if you want to see proof of this, look below this video and you'll see where it says published on October 1st. Directly underneath that, you'll see some links. Click the link that'll take you to a website that proves that this belief about people is not true, and how believing this lie caused an increase in alcoholism in the Soviet Union. But it seems that LifeRing believes this. Why else would they say that every addict has the desire to find lasting sobriety? And they stated it like it's a fact. But this belief is not based on any scientific research And it also goes against what we see in reality. Recovery programs that claim to be non-religious have a lot of religious beliefs based on the false religious belief that all people are basically good. But you see, they pretend that these beliefs are facts so that addicts will come to them for answers. And most addicts don't care because they don't see the danger of believing a lie like this. And they don't want to see it because they like it. But if you're one of the few that want to know the truth, I strongly suggest that you go to the website I suggested a moment ago and read the article that proves that people are not basically good. They're not born good. I hope that LifeRing listens to this message and realize that by wrongly believing, or maybe they don't believe it, but even teaching that every addict wants lasting sobriety, they're dealing with some of them the wrong way. Now, it's okay for those who really do want it, but, the ones that don't, they're actually hurting those addicts, those that don't really want lasting sobriety, because they're helping them to deceive themselves and others into believing that they do want lasting sobriety. These addicts who don't really want it, they need to be confronted with the truth when it's obvious that they don't want to stop drinking or misusing drugs. When they're not following the instructions. There's ways of you can tell when somebody's sincere. There's ways of knowing. Just watch them. See what they do and don't do. These addicts should be told that they're being irresponsible and that they'll have to suffer the consequences if they don't do whatever it takes to break their habit. And also, how does LifeRing know that there are setbacks for every person who decides to quit an addiction? That's what they said. There are often setbacks. How do they know that? They don't. But that's what they want people to believe. See, this is just another one of their religious beliefs. I've met many people who said that they quit without any setbacks at all. And you may have too. I'm talking about people who just quit. And that was it. It was over. And LifeRing can't prove otherwise. So LifeRing is a religious program, whether they admit it or not, because they teach religious beliefs. Now, I'm sure that they also teach some things that have been confirmed by scientific research, and some things that are just common sense. But so does the Bible. And this doesn't make the Bible non-religious, so it doesn't make LifeRing non-religious either. Now let's look at the program called Rational Recovery. Let's hear what the founder of this program, that claims not to be religious, has to say. On his website, Jack Trimpey, the founder, promotes his book titled The Art of AVRT. Now, AVRT is his method of overcoming addictions. And in this book promotion, he says, quote unquote, cleanly divorcing AVRT from religion. So, right away, he claims that AVRT, his method for overcoming addictions, is divorced from religion. In other words, it has nothing to do at all with religion. So, let's see if this is true. You see, the AV in AVRT stands for addictive voice. And Jack teaches his religious belief that addictions are caused by obeying the addictive voice and something called the beast. And he offers his religious beliefs about how to deal with this so-called addictive voice and this so-called beast. But there's nothing scientific at all about these beliefs. These beliefs are just religious beliefs. What Jack calls the addictive voice is what the Bible calls devils, evil spirits, and unclean spirits. And what he calls the beast is what the Bible calls the flesh. So, Jack's teachings are really some Bible teachings with new labels. Some Bible teachings in disguise. So, you're wrong if you believe that his method is scientific, but the Bible solution is religious. They're both religious. And he can't prove that his watered-down Bible teachings work any better than the full-strength teachings of the Bible. The watered-down version, it might work for some addicts, but there's no reason to believe that it's going to work for all addicts. As a matter of fact, Jesus taught that it wouldn't always work when he told the story of a man who had an evil spirit that left him and came back. But anyway, I've proven my point that the AVRT method is religious, although Jack claims that it's not. Now, in my next video, we'll conclude this message by looking at the SOS program and the SMART recovery program. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you'll be notified when I post this video, if it's not already posted.